Hello everyone, my name is Ana Ferreira and I'm really excited to be addressing you at this edition of MOVENU from the United Nations headquarters here in New York City. A little bit of background on myself is that I was a delegate of Venezuelan Moon Society for many years, competing in HN1 conferences, going from Mexico to Peru to the US, which has led me to my current line of work in an international organization called Civicus. I'm also a consultant of the European Union on the matters of youth in a platform called the Youth Sounding Board. I'm a global shaper of the Hub of Caracas and many other things that I could tell you about United People Global. But what's relevant to the cause today is that the reason that we are gathered here in this building and the nature of the meetings that have been happening this entire month are exactly the same that you're discussing in that committee. Some of the highlights of these high-level weeks have been that the SDGs are interconnected. So you cannot address one without addressing another one, and you cannot compromise one without compromising another one. And it has been proven by all of these years and beyond the imagination of when these SDGs were formulated, that all of the goals that are related to climate change are drastically decreasing the amount of progress in all of the other SDGs. If climate change continues the way it is, the levels of poverty get higher, the levels of access, the level of inequalities, it has a correlation with the gender agenda. It has a correlation with all of the rights that we have been fighting for so many years. And a key player in all of this are not precisely the countries in most need of development, but actually the countries that have already generated these big mega cities that are actually polluting and generating so many issues for the world. Last week I had the opportunity to participate in a program in the Hurricane Island Center for Science and Leadership, and a group of leaders spent 1 week in an island, secluded, living in a sustainable way, proving that it's possible to source wastes from human waste to food wastes and compost it back to the land, where you can also sort your own food. And all electricity, all water source, everything that we had on that island was because of the resources of the island itself. Solar power, a water fountain that was filtered. So we learned about how ecosystems and all elements of the ecosystems are important, and how small ecosystems can be altered by the actions of us externals when we insert other elements to the ecosystems that are not supposed to be there. For example, phytoplankton being one of the main sources of oxygen in the planet, the use of fertilizers and a lot of polluting chemicals going to our wastewaters creates incredible pollution that is actually reducing the quality of air of the world. In the same way, cities like Boston are generating a system in which their trash cans themselves compress the trash down and reduces the amount of times that trash collection happens. So my question for you would be, how do we connect local initiatives and sustainable development as it is seen in more rural areas, developing countries, with what's happening in bigger cities?